This is Barry with BarryFastCars, and I wanted to make a video to kind of reestablish my channel. I want to figure out what the niche is that I need to find in the automotive, really generally YouTube landscape. And it's a pretty interesting opportunity, I think, specifically, but possibly not specifically, for an American racing fan. I've done some videos here and there. My Formula One videos, none of my videos are high quality, but I like to think I have some interesting concepts to lay out. And I would love to know what you guys think I should be attempting here. If it ends up being more of a podcast style where I'm talking and perhaps responding to questions that you guys have, and I just give my opinion. Of course, I don't have answers. I just have my opinion. That could be a fun format. I've done videos on race cars. I've done videos on road cars. I even did a random video on when the iMac came out, which is the product I'm using right now. I'm using that iMac that came out a couple years ago. Thank you, Biden. He bought me this. The only thing I'll thank Biden for. There you go. Do I get into politics? The cross section of cars and the automotive landscape and politics is a hot topic right now. I am learning how to actually edit video, so that could be a fun process that you guys could follow along with me, making a higher quality video product. Maybe you'll see me on it. Back in my old videos years ago, I was on video. You can see down here when you quote unquote reviewed McLarens and Porsches, all cars I've driven, and I just haven't reviewed them in person. I've driven GT3 RSs, I've driven 720Ss and 600. I guess I didn't drive an LT. I drove a 570 GT, 570S, 570 Spider. I've been to multiple Formula One races, but I've never vlogged them. That could be a fun process to figure out how to make it interesting, and ideally get some high quality audio in those environments. I will be going to Formula One in Vegas this November. That's going to be super exciting. Granted, the Formula One season will likely not be over, but the championship will be decided well before Vegas. But that, I suppose, is par for the course in recent years, other than Abu Dhabi. The race has been decided a bit before the end of the season, and of course Vegas is one of the last, I believe, 3 races. I haven't actually checked the schedule, but the other events that I love to go to are IMSA races, and I've already been to IndyCar at the Long Beach Grand Prix this year, which of course includes IMSA. And another reason I was inspired to make this is the confusion as to why IndyCar isn't racing at Watkins Glen this weekend with IMSA. There needs to be a closer relationship between IMSA and the IndyCar series. It is quite surprising. IndyCar was just racing at Road America. It was an eventful weekend, to say the least. A lot of drama, a lot of middle fingers, mainly coming from Will Power. But that is such a spectacular venue for racing. I really wish there was. I understand why they separate the two series at some races because of space in the paddock and space in the premises. But I would like to see more partnership between IMSA. What I would love to see is IMSA purchasing IndyCar outright. Well, we can talk about IndyCar if that is something that interests you guys. My dream is to have IndyCar grow and grow. I think it is the best racing this side of MotoGP, another racing series I follow fairly intently. It's been a bit of a shit show this season with injuries and arguably too much racing with the sprint format that has been enacted this year. But yeah, I would love some feedback from this whole community that has followed me, maybe not intently, but has come across my videos here and there. I also have a car that could be a fun project car, and I think that could be a fun side project within the YouTube space, perhaps even shorts on Instagram and YouTube. I have, since I have two cars, really three cars, I could perhaps do a bit more of the car project side of things, and talking about why I own this car, and maybe develop it into more of a series where it goes from that car and perhaps upgrade to, or side grade, because I think this is one of the best cars ever. It's a 2006 Acura TL. It's not a Type S. They didn't exist then, but you could pretty much call it a Type S because it's a 6-speed manual, has the limited slip differential. I have Michelin Pilot Sports on there, and it is dead stock, but in really, really good condition, especially the interior. And I would love to build that into just a beautiful little daily sporty sports sedan, which I think is one of the coolest car designs there is the sports sedan. And if you didn't know, the quality of that car is really, really impressive, especially with the limited slip. It handles so well. I have all seasons on it now, but I've had it's had a history with Pilot Sport 4S's. They tend to degrade a little faster than I like. I'm a little too pragmatic and like a longer lasting tire. And debatably, a car with slightly lower grip is even more fun, even if it's front wheel drive. So I would love some feedback if you guys are willing to hook me up with it, and we could see where the channel goes. I would love to do debriefs of Formula One race weekends, perhaps even by the session, and give my feedback on goings on, and usually talking shit about FIA decisions generally. Sometimes they've made some good decisions, but there's definitely some issues currently in the Formula One space that I think could be rectified, and we'll have to move forward on and talk about that, and hopefully gain some attention, because I like to think that I analyze these things fairly holistically and rather pragmatically. And I think about my almost 18 years, or actually 18 years of following Formula One, and certainly retroactively analyzing previous seasons that I didn't watch live, that I have a fairly good grasp of what works in the sport, what works for the television audience, for sure, and even what works in person. I haven't been to a race in a few years, Formula One race that is. But I will this year, and I would love to have this community on board for that experience, because it's going to be pretty exciting. Going out there on a private jet from San Francisco, it's very exciting. So I'd love to bring you guys along for the ride and show you guys behind the scenes, and perhaps in the meantime, we can, you through me and us together, can help the sport, especially in the United States. I'm an American, I'm a Californian, and I think there's another perspective that certainly Liberty Media could hear, and maybe even the FIA in some form or another. So come along with me. Today's my birthday, so that was a motivator for me to get a video out and kickstart this channel. I am hoping you guys could keep me accountable to consistently upload. There's a lot to talk about within the automotive space, and like I said, there's many different avenues this channel could go down. And I've been told when I've talked to different YouTubers that I've met, whether it's Mr. JWW or Shmee150 or the like, that the ship has sailed on automotive YouTubing, and I just don't believe it. I think there's a niche for well-informed and well-intentioned car lovers and industry lovers, and you could even call me an industry hater at some points, whoever I'm referring to. When you get the opportunities to talk to people like Gordon Murray, like I have, and I could show you guys some pictures of when we met at the Quail last year in Monterey, and you get to see cars in person like this T33. It's so inspiring, even with the unfortunate degradation of the industry for enthusiasts, you could say, there's still really huge bright spots. And I actually know there's an opportunity for us to change the trajectory of the industry for better. And that's something I hope you guys can help me out with, and I can help you out with, because cars are freedom, and freedom is everything. And the difference that the automobile has done for the earth in a massively positive way just incredibly outweighs any negatives that could be argued against the automobile. I'm all for protecting the environment, as a quote unquote the environment, and certainly reducing and perhaps in some form or other eliminating pollution. But heavy-handed authoritarian means is not the way to do it. And I think there's a lot of life left in the automotive industry, not necessarily forcing electric vehicles, which I'm a fan of. I've driven plenty of electric vehicles, and they're amazing. And the reason why they don't need to be forced on us is they sell quite well without being forced on us. So come on along with me on this journey. You'll get to see me in my face once I get this video editing process down. It's just not something I've ever dove into. I just haven't really felt the need, and now I do. So help me out. You help me, I help you. This can be a symbiotic relationship. We can have a lot of fun here. And welcome to Bebbers now. Let's see. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTube across the board on different, the huge spectrum of topics, and I don't always appreciate when they tell me to subscribe, but if you think this could be something you'd be interested in following along with, feel free to subscribe. That's your prerogative. And like this video. I know it does something with some algorithm malarkey. Couldn't really care less. I think I need to prove and earn a subscription. There's no excuse for you to just a lot of log in both sides of the equation. But it did change my life when I did start logging in. At least had what I call a brew YouTube and other avenues. So thanks so much to make a video now about a specific car, and we're gonna go from there. And come on along with me, friends. Hope you're good. Peace out.